In this video, I will discuss about stresses in beams. Before I present the equations that we will use for the stresses, so let me just show you a very common cross-section of a beam, which is rectangular. So dito, may figure ako ng example ng beam with the length L, and with this cross-section na ang dimensions ay B, which is also the width of the beam, and D, which is the height or the depth of the beam. As I have discussed in the introduction to shear and moment diagrams, I have presented there that there are two types of stresses in a beam, and these are the shear stress and the bending or flexure stress. So I will not discuss anymore the derivation of the equations, but you can refer to the references in our Google Classroom. For shear stress formula, so this is the general formula. So kaya ko sinabing general kasi pwede tayong mag-derive ng formula for maximum. And for design of beams, ang ginagamit ay maximum values ng shear stress and bending stress. But it is also important that we know the general formula, whether ito ay maximum or not the maximum value of shear stress. Ganun din sa flexure or bending stress. So for this formula, this is the symbol for the shear stress. And then this is the shear force. So I will already show this Q. Okay. So V is the shear force in the beam. Q is the statical moment of the partial area A prime about the neutral axis. Bar Y is the distance from the centroid of A prime to the neutral axis. INA is the centroidal moment of inertia of the beam's cross-section. And B is the width of the cross-section of the beam where the shear stress is to be determined. So anong ibig sabihin ng mga symbols na ito? So, this value of B can be derived or can be taken from the shear diagram. Kaya ang importante dito, kung given ang load diagram, so you draw the shear diagram first. So that whatever value of shear stress, whether minimum yan, or any value of shear stress or maximum shear stress, you can get the shear value in the shear diagram. Now, Q here, as defined, is the statical moment of the partial area A prime about the neutral axis. So, what do we mean by this? So, let us say that this is the cross-section of the beam with its width D and depth D. So, pag sinabi natin neutral axis, ito ay yung axis that passes through the centroid of the cross-section. Kagaya nitong rectangular beam, so we have already located its centroid. So since this is regular cross-section, yung mga regular geometric shapes kasi may mga available formulas na yan para ma-determine or ma-locate ang centroid. In the case of rectangular section, madali lang naman i-locate ang centroid niyan. Say for example, along the vertical axis, so it will just be half of the depth either from the top or from the bottom. So that this will be D over 2 and this is also D over 2. So midway lang. Then along the x-axis or horizontal axis, so this is B over 2 from the left side and B over 2 also from the right side. Pero ang karaniwang ginagamit dito gagamitin natin dito sa mga sample problems ay yung location ng neutral axis about the vertical. What I mean is dito sa axis na ito. So that the neutral axis will be located at D over 2 or half nung depth. So, ito yung gagamitin natin. So, pagkuha ng Q, as defined here, A prime is the partial area about the neutral axis. So, this is the neutral axis again. At pag sinabi natin na partial area about the neutral axis, so it will be the area either above the neutral axis. So, kung yung A prime mo is above the neutral axis, pwedeng ito ay yung B multiplied by D over 2. Pwede rin naman na yung A prime ay kuhanin mo below the neutral axis. So, it will be B multiplied by D over 2 then. So, since yung neutral axis ang reference natin sa pagkuha ng A prime at sinabi nga natin na ito ay yung location, ito yung location ng centroid ng area. So, ang area above the neutral axis and the area below the neutral axis, equal lang yan. Whether the, whether the cross-section of the beam is rectangular or any other cross-section. Basta sinabi natin neutral axis, sa axis na yan, nakabalance yung area above or below. Kasi nandyan nga yung centroid. Then, that will be your A prime. So again, it can be this area, so that will be your A prime, or this area. But it also depends on the location of what we call as the element or the fiber na kukuhanan mo ng shear stress. So later on, papakita ko kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng element or fiber na kukuhanan natin ng shear stress or ng bending stress. Now, once you have determined A prime, so kunin mo naman ang centroid ng A prime na yon, and then you locate it from the neutral axis. And that will be your bar Y. And then for I and A, so again, this is the centroidal moment of inertia of the beam's cross-section. For rectangular cross-section, ito ang formula for I and A. Actually, itong NA, kung sa ibang references or kung hindi naman sa ganitong formula gagamitin, this is centroidal, or in this case, kung along the x-axis yan, ito ay I bar x or merong bar sa taas. Kung makikita nyo sa mga formulas or equations ng sa moment of inertia. So for rectangular, this is BD cube over 12. So, ibig sabihin nito, yung moment of inertia na yan is about the neutral axis. So, it will be B multiplied by D cube over 12. So, again, this is for rectangular sections only. For other regular shapes na may available formula din, of course, they will have different formulas. Pero sa mga examples na gagamitin natin, puro rectangular lang muna. And then B, again, is the width of the cross-section of the beam where the shear stress is to be determined. So, kung rectangular naman ang cross-section, so kahit saan dito, ang magiging value ng beam ay equivalent to the width of the section. Kasi pare-parehas naman yan along the depth of the beam. Now, for maximum shear stress for rectangular section. So, it will be equivalent to 1.5 multiplied by the maximum shear value over B by D. So, itong formula na to again is for rectangular sections only and for maximum. If you will use the equation kanina sa general formula ng shear stress, following the other data, say for example, you have V. So, yung V, doon sa general formula natin, if you will compute for the maximum shear stress, of course, you will need the maximum shear value. And again, this can be taken from the shear diagram. So yung value ng Q, if you already know how to get that, again, ito ulit yung ating cross-section. So yung Q natin is A prime, which is measured from the neutral axis. So pag tinignan natin, yung A prime, ang the greater the A prime, ay the greater the value of the shear stress. Kasi kung halimbawa, ang A prime mo ay kinuha mo from the neutral axis hanggang dito, or from the neutral axis again hanggang dito, so ang pinakamalaking value na makukuha mo ay D multiplied by D over 2. Considering the area above NA, ganun din pag area below NA. So if you will substitute that to get Q, and knowing the centroid of that A prime, which is D over 4 naman, kasi ang magiging depth ng A prime mo ay D over 2. So ang location ng centroid noon ay half ng D over 2 from the neutral axis, which is D over 4. So if you will substitute that, although hindi ko na pinakita dito because I want you to be the one to derive this, or ma-confirm ninyo na ganito ang magiging formula, no? So yung Q ninyo will be B by D over 2. And then bar Y is D over 4. And then, using the formula for the centroidal moment of inertia, which is BD cube over 12, and B equals B, so you will get this formula. Kaya kung halimbawa, pinasolve sa inyo ang maximum shear stress for a rectangular section, so just by using this, pwedeng hindi na kayo mag-solve ng centroidal moment of inertia. Because all you need is, kasi pag sinimplify mo yung, or substituting all the other data na mention ko doon sa general formula, pag sinimplify mo, ito magiging equation. So that here, if you are required again for maximum shear stress, at alam mo yung value ng tatlo na to, then pwede mo nang gamitin yan. Again, even without computing for the centroidal moment of inertia. Kasi kaya ko lang nabanggit kanina ay para i-derive natin itong equation na to. And again, this is for rectangular section lang. Now, the other stress is bending or flexure stress. So the general formula is FB equals MY over INA. So FB is the bending or flexure stress at any point on the cross-section of the beam. M is the internal bending moment. Y is the distance of any fiber from the neutral axis. And A is the neutral axis of the beam. So it is the axis that contains the centroid of the cross-section of the beam. So na-define na natin to kanina doon sa shear stress. And then, of course, INA is the centroidal moment of inertia of the beam's cross-section. So again, this is the general formula. So paano natin kukunin yung mga data na ito? So again, this is our cross-section. So M is, of course, the value of the internal bending moment. And you can get this from the moment diagram. Kaya importante na marunong kayong mag-drawing ng shear and moment diagrams kasi yung mga values ng shear at moment doon nyo kukuhanin. Except na lang na sa isang problem ay given na yung gagamitin yung values for shear and moment. So yung Y dito is the distance at any fiber from the neutral axis. So ang ibig sabihin nito, class, kanina nabanggit ko na pwede nating ma-imagine na itong cross-section ay dito natin, if we will consider the cross-section, so at any level, at any point here, pwede tayong kumuha ng value ng stress. It can be shear stress or the bending stress. Like for example, kung babalikan natin yung shear stress, kanina yung shear stress, ang sabi natin, yung value ng Q, which is A prime by bar Y, ay kinukuha natin yan about the neutral axis. At pag tinignan natin, if we will consider the neutral axis or yung level na to na kukuhanan natin ng shear stress, ang A prime natin ay yung kalahati mismo nitong section. And again, pag mas malaki yung area mo, of course, malaki yung ibibigay na value ng Q, malaki yung ibibigay na value ng shear stress. At pag tinignan pa natin, halimbawa, kumuha tayo ng shear stress sa level na to. So, sa level na to, ang magiging Q mo ay, or area, ay yung area above this level, which is smaller than the area from the neutral axis. So, dito sa shear or sa bending or flexure stress, ganun din. Yung Y naman, dyan naman natin, ito naman ang magiging reference natin for the location of that fiber or element. For example, if you are getting the bending or flexure stress about the neutral axis, meaning, dito sa neutral axis na to, yung element dyan or yung fiber dyan ang kinukuhanan mo ng flexure stress. And if you will locate the distance of that fiber na tumama or nag-coincide sa neutral axis, so ang distance nun from NA is 0. Kasi nandun mismo yung fiber na kinukuhanan mo ng flexure stress sa neutral axis. So, which means that, about the neutral axis, ang bending stress dyan ay 0. But, with regards to the shear stress, yun namang fiber dyan, or element dyan, mataas naman ang value ng shear stress kasi yung area ay itong kalahati ng beam. So, kaya parang opposite silang dalawa na kagaya nitong bending stress. Kung dito ka kumukuha ng bending stress, so ibig sabihin yung fiber dito or element dito ang kinukuhanan mo ng bending stress, ang distance niyan from the neutral axis is d over 2. And of course, magiging malaki ang value ng bending stress kasi malaki ang value ng y. Unlike ng shear stress, kung halimbawa, dito ka kumuha ng shear stress sa fiber dito. So, since itong fiber na to is above the neutral axis, so you will get the area above this fiber. Pero, wala namang area dito na pwedeng kuhanan ng Q, which is A prime bar Y. And therefore, the shear stress naman dito is 0. So, kaya sa shear stress, ang maximum ay nasa neutral axis, while for bending, 0 naman ang bending stress dito. Then, sa pinakamalayong fiber from the neutral axis, nandiyan naman ang maximum bending stress kasi pinakamalaki yung value ng y. Pero, ang shear stress naman dyan ay 0 kasi wala kang kukuhanan ng value ng Q, which is A prime bar Y. So, again, this is the value or formula for INA. So, BD cube over 12. Okay. So, yung shear stress kanina for rectangular section, dinerive natin yung maximum shear stress. So, sa maximum bending, ganun din. So, if you are required to compute for the maximum bending stress for rectangular section, so you can use this formula. So, to derive this, you will use the general formula na my over INA. And again, ang pinakamalayong fiber para magbigay ng pinakamalaking value ng bending stress, but of course, kapartner niyan ay yung maximum moment. So, ang y is d over 2. And then, knowing I and A for rectangular section to be BD cube over 12, so i-substitute mo yung mga yan doon sa general formula ng bending or flexure stress, you will arrive at this equation. So, the same with shear stress, if you need the maximum bending stress or flexure stress for rectangular section, kahit hindi mo na isolve yung centroidal moment of inertia, you only need these 3 data. So, masosolve mo na yung maximum bending or flexure stress. But again, this is for rectangular sections only. And yung solid, kasi pwedeng maka-encounter kayo class ng cross-section na rectangular pero may portion na hollow. So, that needs a different analysis or additional analysis. Basta dito, sa maximum shear and bending stresses na na-derive natin, ang mga yan ay para sa solid rectangular section. So, let us have this problem 1 or yung beam 1 natin. So, ito ulit yung ating load diagram, then the shear diagram, wherein we have already identified the maximum shear value, which is 15. And from the moment diagram, ang maximum moment ay 15. So, we will get the maximum shear stress and maximum flexure or bending stress for this. So, we will use the 2 options using the formula for maximum stresses and the general formula. So, for problem 1, so we will compute the maximum shear and bending stresses given beam 1 and its cross-section. So, this time, meron na tayong, of course, we need the dimensions. So, here it is 250 and 500 millimeters for the depth. And of course, alam na natin yung location ng neutral axis. So if you will measure it either from top or bottom, so it will be 250 and 250. And these again are our maximum values of shear and moment. Pero unahin muna natin yung pag-solve ng maximum shear stress. So, since this is rectangular, so we can use this formula na na-derive natin. Inuna ko na itong gamitin kesa doon sa general formula para makita natin na pwedeng ito lang talaga, parang shorter way ng pag-solve natin ng shear stress, ng maximum shear stress for rectangular section. So, here our maximum shear is 15. And then, our B is 250, our D is 500. So, ang ginawa ko dito, para maging megapascals na, yung kilonewtons ay kinonvert ko na sa newtons. So, we have 1.5 by maximum shear value over B by D. So, if you will compute that, we will have 0.18 megapascal for the maximum shear stress. So, using the other formula or the general formula. So, ito medyo nilipat ko muna sa baba para hindi mag-overlap doon sa ibang dimensions na mag-a-appear dito. So, using the general formula, which is VQ over I and AB, ito pinalitan ko na ng maximum. Kasi general formula, pwedeng maximum ang shear, pwedeng hindi, or any value of shear. But since maximum ang kailangan nating isolve, so nilagyan ko lang dito ng subscript na maximum at saka dito sa V, sa value ng V. And of course, we know that this is that maximum shear. So, compute natin yung Q. So, yung Q is the partial area multiplied by bar Y, or A prime multiplied by bar Y. So, this is measured from the neutral axis. Pag maximum kasi, you measure the area from the neutral axis. So if this is our neutral axis, the area can be the area above the neutral axis or it can be below the neutral axis. So ang gagamitin ko ay yung area above the neutral axis, which is this one. So nag-change lang ng color. Then, the next step is, of course, you measure that. So, since this is 500, so half lang yan, which is 250. So, the next step is, okay, so dito sinolve ko na yung area pala. 250 by 250. And then, next step is, you locate the centroid. I just made use of this symbol, pero pwede namang hindi nyo lagyan nito. Kasi rectangular to, so just by using this, you can easily locate the centroid here. Pero pwede naman wala yan if you already know how to measure the centroid. Okay, so that's the centroid. And if you will measure that from the neutral axis. Okay, so again, pag na-identify nyo na yung A', kunin nyo ang centroid nito. And you measure that from the neutral axis. So in this case, it is 125 millimeters. So ito yung bar Y. Okay? So that your Q is A' by bar Y. Next is INA. So INA is BD cube over 12. So B by D. So take note class na yung INA is for the whole cross-section. Hindi doon sa partial area na kinuha nyo, but the whole section of the beam. So that your B is 250 and D is 500. So this is now your INA. So take note of the units. So in this case, na-retain ko lang yung mga units in millimeters or square millimeter or millimeter to the fourth. Then if you will substitute all of this here, so you will get the maximum shear stress to be 0.18 megapascals. So this is the same value that we got using the formula for maximum shear stress for rectangular section. If you will consider the area below, kasi maximum naman yan, so you will get exactly the same. You will get the same area, the same centroid, or bar Y, and of course, the same INA, so you will get the same value of maximum shear stress. So let us now get the maximum bending stress. So this is now our maximum value of moment taken from the moment diagram. So if you will use the formula that is derived for maximum bending stress for rectangular section. So this is 6 multiplied by maximum moment over BD squared. So substitute mo lang itong tatlo and you will get the maximum excuse me the maximum bending stress or flexure stress, which is 1.44 megapascals. Now let us use the general formula for bending or flexure stress. So, erase muna natin to. Okay. So, ito ulit yung cross-section natin. So, ito yung general formula. So, ang general formula is FB equals MY over INA. Pero, since maximum yung kinukuha natin, nilagyan ko lang din ng subscript dito na maximum or max. So, of course, your maximum moment is 15 kilonewton meter and then Y. So, yung Y, as I have explained earlier, the farther the fiber is from the neutral axis, the greater the value of the bending stress. So, you measure this Y from the neutral axis. So, since ang hinahanap natin ay maximum bending stress, so kunin mo yung pinakamalayong distance from the neutral axis. So for this rectangular section, so it can be this fiber na ang distance nito ay 250 millimeters kasi kalahati ito 250 millimeters from NA, or it can be this fiber, which is also 250 millimeters from the neutral axis. So, substitute mo lang yan. And of course, yung INA mo, na nasolve mo kanina from the other requirement, which is the shear stress. So, lagay natin dito. So, your Y is 250. Then, INA is equal to this. Ito na yung resolve natin kanina sa shear stress. So, substituting these three values to this equation, it will give you 1.44 megapascals. So, ito yung fiber na yon, yung color red. Nilagyan ko lang ng symbol na red. So, ibig sabihin, class, dito ka kumukuha ng maximum bending stress. Or ibig sabihin, that is the farthest fiber or element from the neutral axis na ginamit mo dito na kapartner yung maximum bending moment para magbigay ng value ng maximum bending stress. Now, this is again our load diagram or beam 1. So, ito ulit yon. Pero this time, hindi na maximum values ang kukuhanin natin. So, ito yung problem 2 natin. So, we will compute the shear and bending stresses at point B for beam 1, given its cross-section below. The stresses are located 100 millimeters above NA. So, kapag sinabi dito na compute the stresses at point B for beam 1, so doon nyo titingnan yan sa beam. Anong titingnan nyo sa beam? Yung value ng shear at ng moment mula doon sa shear and moment diagram. So, doon sa shear and moment diagram, ang value ng shear at point B is 10 kilonewton. So, kung halimbawa, class, nagkataon na sa isang point ay dalawa ang value ng shear. So, kunin mo yung pinakamalaking absolute value. Kasi, halimbawa, sa point B sa beam, although na-discuss ko na to doon sa ibang sample problems natin, merong, halimbawa sa point B, may dalawang segment na nakakonect dito. Isa sa left at sa right nito. So, kung lumabas sa shear diagram, merong shear value to the left of B, may shear value to the right of B, tapos magkaiba yung values nito, so you get the greater one. So, yung sa moment at point B, ganun din. So, makikita mo ito doon sa beam. Kaya itong first part ng problem, doon ka muna titingin sa beam, sa shear and moment diagram. Now, ito naman, yung the stresses are located 100 millimeters above NA, ito naman ay titingnan mo dito sa cross-section. So, knowing the location of NA, yun daw hinahanapan mo ng stresses, both shear and bending stresses, ay yung fiber na located 100 millimeters above NA. So, what you will do is, you will measure from NA 100 millimeters pataas. At doon ka kukuha ng stresses na requirement dito. So, this is the general formula for the shear stress. So, we will use the general formula kasi hindi naman maximum ang pinapahanap natin, although this is rectangular. So, you will solve for this 3. So, una, you already have V, tapos yung... Okay, so nilipat ko lang dito yung cross-section at medyo na-enlarge ng konti. So, again, our shear value taken from the shear diagram of the beam at point B is 10 kilonewtons kasi doon daw tayo hahanap ng value ng shear stress. And using this formula, So this is FB equals VQ over INAB. So we will use the general formula, not the formula for maximum shear stress kasi hindi naman maximum yung pinapasolve sa atin. So from here, solve natin yung Q, which is equivalent to the partial area A prime multiplied by bar Y. So this is the neutral axis, and based on the dimension of our cross-section, so this will be 250, and this is also 250, pero hindi ko na nilagay dito yung measurement. Kasi yung problem naman natin, ang hahanapan daw natin ng shear stress ay located at 100 millimeters above NA. So, nag-measure na ako ng 100 millimeters above NA. At ito daw fiber na ito or element na ito ang hinahanapan natin ng shear stress. So, once na na-locate mo na itong fiber na ito, and this fiber is above NA, ang gagamitin mo na A prime ay yung area above this fiber, which is this one. So, ang measurement niyan ay 150 multiplied by 250. And you locate its centroid. So, once na-locate mo yung centroid, so in this case, kung 150 ito, so mula dito, that is 75 millimeters, pero ang kailangan mo kasing ma-measure ay yung location ng centroid mula sa neutral axis. And this is 175 millimeters. So, if you will substitute this, two values, so ang area mo ay 150 by 250, then bar Y is 175, so you will get this value of Q. And then, here, INA naman, so which is BD cube over 12. Take note, class, na yung INA is for the whole cross-section of the beam. Kaya yung dimensions na gagamitin mo dito, for B is 250, and D is 500. Kahit na gumamit ka ng partial. Basta't yung INA mo ay for the whole cross-section of the beam. And this will be your INA. And your B, dito, ito daw yung width ng fiber or element na kinukuhanan mo ng shear stress. So, since ito yung fiber na hinahanapan natin, so this is 250. So, that will be your B. So, substituting V, and then Q, INA, and then B, to this equation. Nire-write ko lang dito. So, this will be our shear stress at point B, located at 100 millimeters above NA. So, that's 0.101 megapascal. So, let us now compute for the bending or flexure stress at the same location na 100 millimeters above NA. So, this is our moment value at point B based on the moment diagram. And this is the general formula. So, yung M mo dito ay yung 15, and then yung Y, ito na yung 100. Kasi dito ka kumukuha ng flexure or bending stress, which is 100 millimeters nga daw above NA. So, this is already your Y. And then, kung ano man yung INA na na-solve mo kanina, doon sa shear stress, so yun din yung gagamitin mo dito, which is this one. Okay? Then, substitute mo lang ulit yung tatlong values na to, then you will have the flexure or bending stress at this fiber or element, which is 0.576 megapascal. So you can try getting other values of stresses at different locations dito, at different locations also, at different points also in the beam.